It's a classic set of images. A swim coach taking a dip in the pool, courtesy of his happy team following a championship. It's a tradition enjoyed more than once by Jason Hafner, a son of McMinnville who has devoted his life to the town's rich swimming culture.
So I met Jason in first grade, and he moved into the neighborhood in second grade. He moved a block down the street. And for grade school years, between swimming and being a neighborhood kid, pretty inseparable. I mean, his parents used to wonder when I was gonna go home. I mean, to give you an idea, 10 years old, maybe 11, family went to the beach for the weekend, come home on a Sunday afternoon, mid-afternoon, walk into the house, and Jason is standing in our kitchen with the refrigerator open with his head in the refrigerator. And did he pause? No, he just looked up and said hello and went back to rooting around in the refrigerator. So yeah, he was around a lot.
And like a lot of Mac kids, Jason grew up at the pool, an age group swimmer for Ron Cam, and later one of Dick's Ducks at Mac High. Hafner's main event was the backstroke, but he also contributed to successful relay teams. The Grizzlies won the district title in 1979, then finished third in the state a year later, Jason's senior year. Hafner finished third in the state in the 100 backstroke final.
Jason was one of the big guys, absolutely. A lot of us looked up to him, and I would say from very early on all the way through high school. So yes, Jason was a senior and I was a sophomore at the time.
There was more to life than swimming for Jason Hafner. Backpacking club, singing in the choir and the Twilighters, and another sports team that lured swimmers, golf.
We had a great golf team all the way through, from junior high through high school. There was 4 of us, including Jason, that played varsity the whole time. And it was great because it was after swim season, so he could commit to it. And he was dedicated just as much as he was in swimming. We over the 3 years in high school, we won 3 league titles, made it to state 3 times. I think we were 33-1 in our league matches. So we had a pretty successful team, and Jason was a big part of it.
School spirit ran strong in those years, thanks in large part to the success of classmate Charlie Sitton and the boys basketball team.
Yeah, it was a great time to be growing up. Charlie's a really good friend of mine, and we spend a lot of time fishing, and actually Jason fishes with us a little bit too, occasionally. And yeah, it was a great time with the run to the state championship, and just a lot of great guys. Chris Winkler was a couple of classes behind us. Then Gary and Eddie are were both part of the swim team, but we hung out. We actually, I think, have pictures in the newspaper where we're all in the stands for the basketball game at state. So it was a pretty fun time.
After graduation, Jason headed off to Oregon State, where he was prepared to study engineering, a family tradition. Swimming remained a big part of his life, this time as part of the OSU club team.
It was pretty amazing to see how much time and effort that they had to put in to do that, and the commitment was crazy. And being a college student, class and extra activities, it was a grind. I remember because they worked out so much, they would always be hungry. They burned thousands of calories a day. And as a roommate, it'd be 10:30, 11 o'clock at night during the week, and all of a sudden he'd walk in with a big bowl of Cheerios, like a popcorn-sized bowl. And he had Cheerios every night because he was always so hungry. He had to have something to hold him until the morning practice. But yeah, we had boxes of cereal in the kitchen for sure.
And after OSU, it was not engineering, but back to the pool in McMinnville, where Jason began his lengthy career as instructor, club coach, and eventually head coach of the Mac High varsity.
The success that he enjoyed as a coach, or has enjoyed as a coach, kind of trumped anything we were doing as athletes back then. So the program with Ron Cam, the program, and Dick Nelson, the program was pretty solid when we were kids going through it, had good numbers. The high school experience, we experienced some success. And then Jason kind of took it to the next level. In terms of, you look around here on the walls, the state championships they've won, the consecutive nature of some of those, the swimmers that he's coached from all the way through the club program through high school. He is, I was not actually close to it because I was not in the area, but when you tracked it remotely, noteworthy to say the least.
The next level for the boys varsity came after finishing second in the state in 2001. The 2002 squad would bury Roseburg by 46 points to win the state 4A title.
So getting in the weight room, we swam that whole summer, I remember, at Linfield, sacrificing a lot of time just to put in the extra work. But those guys were all in it with us. Nathan Cook came from Western Mennonite, but he swam here because Western Mennonite didn't have a team. So we didn't see him at school. Nathan Newberg was kind of the baby of our group. He was the younger guy, so he would just kind of fill in the spots, score points where we needed him to score points. Micah Muldoon, he stepped up that year too. He was kind of a bright spot in helping us get some of those relays qualified too. And that's where all the points really were. Knowing that we all had gaps to fill in and there were certain places that we each needed to step up in order for our team to succeed.
The girls' team took home second place in 2002. Their breakthrough would be next, winning back-to-back state titles in 2003 and 2004. The trophy case has filled up during Jason Hafner's coaching career, but his legacy will be about more than wins and losses.
I can just remember one specific time at the state meet in 2002. It was my senior year, the year we won state championship. I came down with a pretty bad illness that weekend before the meet, and it wasn't about winning for him. I mean, he probably could have put me in those events and I still would have been fine, but he was thinking more about my health as a person, and he actually pulled me out of the 100 backstroke before the finals just because I wasn't feeling well enough to get many swims in. So he wanted to reduce the amount of time I was in the water. He could have just made me do it and I would have been probably all fine doing that, but it just speaks to who he is and the character he has and those values, that there's things that are more important than winning, the health of his athletes.
From lessons to age group coaching to championship high school programs, sometimes all at once, Jason Hafner's decades of service have added new chapters to the book of swimming tradition in McMinnville. And yes, he is used to being tossed in the pool.
Oh yeah, he's getting his wallet out of his pocket and his keys out of his pocket. Like, he knew it was coming. He's an experienced championship coach. He knows exactly what's coming to him. But we would only throw him in at the state meet. At the district meet, at least when we were going through, there was a bigger goal at that time, and so it was a nice moment to finally push him in. But he knew it was coming. He's been prepared for years for all that stuff.
Today, we welcome Jason Hafner to the McMinnville High School Hall of Fame.